When it comes to preparing for hosting the holidays, your to-do list can get long, real long. And that's why in this video, I want to give you some host preparation tips, ways that you can set up your home for success when it comes to hosting so that you're not overwhelmed and you can actually enjoy your guests and the party too. And these tips are going to apply to large spaces and small spaces. I'll differentiate the two for you. And just a quick note that we're doing this video in partnership with LG Canada. When you're having guests over, do yourself a favor and prepare a stain kit. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just needs to be a bin or a basket with a stain pre-treater, or you can make up your own using hydrogen peroxide, dish soap. Get yourself a cleaning toothbrush, a roll of paper towels, and a little bowl to mix things up. When a stain hits, don't make your guests feel bad. You got this. You're gonna flatten and dry your stain with the paper towel. Then you can either apply your stain pre-treater or mix 2 parts of hydrogen peroxide with 1 part of dish soap and gently brush it onto the stain. Then you can flush it with water, blot, and repeat. It'll just take a couple of minutes, but it will help to pre-treat or get rid of the stain entirely, so your guests can get back to enjoying themselves, and so can you. Along with good cheer, some food, and perhaps a bottle of wine, your guests, at least in my neck of the woods, are going to bring with them a lot of winter gear because it gets cold. So you need to be prepared to receive them by having space in a front hall closet for shoes and boots. So what you can do in a larger space is clear out your front hall closet or the area that you normally receive people in by moving those items to another area, whether it's a temporary spot in the garage or in your basement. In a small space, you have to get a little bit more creative, whether that's taking all of your jackets and putting them on a bed or somewhere in an office or den, or picking up a rolling rack like this and sliding it off into an unused hallway or room. That is a great way to free up space in your front hall closet. The same thing goes for boots. You can take your boots, line the floor in the room that your jackets are in with some bags, and then you can place your shoes and boots there so that you're freeing up space for your guests' shoes and boots in your front entryway. When you're hosting guests, whether just for the evening or for overnight, there's laundry that needs to be done, and you want to avoid what I call LML, or last minute laundry. So you can plan to do this laundry well in advance of the party date, even a week ahead of time. So things like table linens, you can of course wash those ahead of time, and even things like blankets, towels, and other linens that overnight guests might need to use, you can wash that ahead of time as well. Now, if you're not washing these things all the time, you might have to think twice about the settings that you use, and that's why using a machine like the LG Wash Tower is a great idea. The LG Wash Tower takes the guesswork out of laundry. It uses artificial intelligence, LG's AI direct drive technology, to actually select the optimal wash pattern for what it is that you're trying to wash, whether it's duvet covers or sheets or towels. And it actually improves wash performance by sensing the weight and softness of the fabric, which extends the life of the items that you're washing. It saves you time, and you don't have to think too much about what cycle to choose. The game changer about the LG Wash Tower is that the control panel is in the center of the stacked set and displays controls for both the washer and the dryer. Another benefit is smart pairing technology, which means the washer and the dryer are talking to one another. So once your wash is finished, the dryer already knows the optimal setting to use. You don't even have to think about it. And because of the ThinkQ app that you can download on your phone, you can actually remote start your cycle or monitor it. That way you can go back to the party or relax in bed, scroll through your photos, post something online, find your next favorite recipe. All the while, your laundry is doing its thing and you can follow it through on your phone. Setting the table is another one of those tasks that you can knock off your to-do list well in advance of a gathering. Whether it's putting the tablecloth and napkins on your table, even putting place settings down, you can do all of that so long before you ever have to think about putting food into the oven. And actually, this is a job that kids really like to help with. I remember when I was growing up, my mom always had my sister and I setting the table. It's actually pretty fun for kids, and you can kind of, take artistic liberties when you're little and make the table look really lovely in your own way. Now, if you live in a large space, the handy thing is you can actually put out your tablecloth ahead of time, and that also prevents it from getting wrinkles as well as the napkins, and really set things up. But if you live in a small space, of course, real estate comes at a premium. So what you can do instead is find a neat corner to put everything into so that you at least know where it is and you can access it at the last minute. And a small tip here, if you notice any wrinkles as you're setting your tablecloth down, you can use a quick steamer to deal with those. Something to check off your to-do list well in advance is to clean your fancy stemware, your china, or any other serving pieces that you don't normally use. Case in point, this has probably been sitting in the cabinet for quite a while. You don't want to pull this out 10 minutes before somebody comes by. So what I recommend in this case is to use the top rack of the dishwasher. Now, you always want to check with the manufacturer of any of these finer pieces to ensure that they are indeed dishwasher safe. You can always just check the bottom or do a quick online search. Now, lead crystal and china with metallic finishes, you do not want to put in the dishwasher. Everything else is most likely top rack safe, and you'll want to make sure that you're using either the china setting or the delicates setting on your dishwasher. And here I'm using the LG 100 degree True Steam dishwasher, which leaves your dishes sparkling clean for hosting your next event. A trick I learned from my mom a long time ago is to pre-label and pre-plan your serving pieces. That way, when you're ready to plate a turkey or put a salad in a bowl, you know exactly where everything is landed. Everything's already clean and prepped and labeled and ready for you. So you're not in a pinch in the last minute looking for a serving piece. Now, what my mom does is just kind of writes a little note, puts it into that particular bowl or on that platter, and she knows exactly what to pull it for. And that way, if anyone is helping her, they know, okay, this is for the lasagna, this is for the salad. It's really, really easy. Now, if you live in a large space, you can put all of these pre-labeled items on a buffet or on your dining room table. You're really gonna use that dining room table to your benefit. But if you're in a smaller space, you can at least pre-label those items, put them back where they normally live, so that way when you are ready to plate, you can pull them out from wherever they are, but you've already done a lot of the thinking ahead of time. Now, the other thing you can do when you're doing this prep is you can just check them to make sure they're clean, because they might need a run through the dishwasher or a quick hand wash too. You can really set your kitchen up for success when it comes to having your guests help you with tidying up. Now, think about it like this. You're the host, your guests are gracious and enjoying themselves. They don't want to bother you, right? But when it comes time to clear the dishes, oftentimes they'll be chasing you around. Where's the garbage? Where's the compost? Where's the recycling? So make it really easy and obvious for them. Put out 3 bins clearly labeled in a very obvious spot so that they know exactly where they need to take their items to clear their dishes after a meal. Now, if you're in a large space, you can find a place that's away from the prep area and away from the dining area that doesn't necessarily affect traffic flow, but will be obvious and easy enough for people to access. If you're in a smaller space, what I recommend is putting the compost right by the sink and then finding a convenient spot that you can pair your garbage and your recycling together. But as long as they're grouped together in a similar area, people should be able to find their way. And again, a quick special thanks to our friends at LG Canada for sponsoring this video, and you can learn more by clicking the link in the description box down below. My hope is that however you are celebrating the holidays this year, that you have a wonderful time. And that brings me to this week's comment question, which is, do you prefer to be a guest or to be a host? For me, I like being a host in the summer and a guest in the winter. I just think our backyard is a lot of fun to host in, but I don't know, I kind of like going to the other places that I normally get to go to in the winter. So I'd love to know what your preference is in the comments down below. If you've got a ton of laundry to do over the holiday season, you can watch this laundry playlist right over here and learn a thing or two about laundry. If you want to support the Clean My Space channel, you can subscribe and you can visit our online store at makersclean.com by clicking this button right over here. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.